Hi. Last week I was talking about my auditions for drama school overall, and I gave a quick summary about the different ones I did and what they were like. And I thought this week I would talk in particular about one audition because it was my favourite one, and that was going to LIPA. I just thought I'd talk about this one because I liked it the most out of all of my auditions, so I thought I'd talk about it to you so that if you're auditioning you have a bit of an idea what I did and what I enjoyed. So I'm going to talk about my audition and then my afternoon recall. So I went to LIPA in January, and I went up the night before because my audition was at 9 o'clock in the morning and I don't live close to Liverpool, so it would take a lot of travelling, so I stayed the night before. Before my audition day, right back in November last year, I went up with one of my best mates to have a look round LIPA, have a tour, and just get an idea about the course a bit more. I wanted to make sure that drama school was what I wanted because I'd never been before. So I had a tour. So we went in on the day and I'd already been in the building before, which I actually found helped me a lot because I felt a bit more familiar with it. I wasn't going in having no idea what the building, where it was, what it looked like. I'd been there, so that helped me. And I went in and I sat in at the desk and I sat down and I sat with a group of girls, there's about 10 of them. We just started chatting and everyone was lovely. And I always found at all my auditions that I was really nervous if I was just sat waiting on my own. So I found it really nice to talk to people who were going through the same thing. Like, everyone was nervous, everyone was worried, and it felt really nice to sit with people who were in the same boat as you. So we had a bit of a chat and that was very nice. And then they took us through into this room, which is where we were when I had my tour. And we had a guy talk to us and he was absolutely lovely, and they showed us a video, like their show reel from the graduation, I think the year before. And it made me so excited. Like, I was sat there just wanting to perform, and the guy started talking about the course and telling us a bit about the building and about Liverpool as a whole, and kind of just gave us a nice talk to get the day going. Then the group was split in half and there was about 35 people at my audition day, and we went for a tour, but we went in two groups. So we went round, and I'd already done the tour because I'd been a few months before, but it was quite nice to do it again, just see the rooms you'd be in if you were there. And they gave us a chat about, it was with the students led the tour, so it was really nice because you could talk to them about what it's like being there, what they had with their auditions, how life is for them, accommodation, everything, all the answers. So I really enjoyed being with them and talking to them. And the tour was quite long, and then we went back into this waiting room where they let us put all our stuff. Now, what you're meant to have is we're meant to have a workshop, and then we'll be called in for our panel. But they messed it up a bit on my day, and they accidentally sent one group in for the workshop whilst my group was sat in the waiting room, and they started the workshop. So once they realised that they made the mistake, they were like, oh, what do we do? So our group got put in this room with a couple of the students, and we just played games. We did improv, we did warm-up games, we did all sorts of stuff, and it was so much fun because it wasn't assessed, it wasn't anything, it was literally just playing games with a group of students, like a drama workshop. And it really got me just happy, and I was laughing, I was excited, and I wasn't nervous anymore. I was really genuinely enjoying myself. We went in for our workshop with this guy, and he sort of led movement a bit. We did a couple of little improvisation things, breathing stuff. We had to walk around and he'd like clap, and then we had to repeat it, so it'd be like, and then we'd have to go, or it'd be like, and then we'd have to like 1, 2, 4, stuff like that, concentration stuff, and I quite enjoyed it. And we did that for about, I think it's about 45 minutes, something like that. And then we went back into the waiting room. Now, whilst we were in there, the first group went in for their panel, because with LIPA you go in individually and it's not a group. At some drama schools, the rest of the group sit there and then you perform in front of them, but at LIPA you don't do that. You just have well, I had the leader of the movement workshop and then 2 students. I don't know what other people had, because when I got there the students went in. So not all drama schools have students on the panel, but LIPA did for me, but I don't know if that's the same for everybody. And so we were waiting around and we're going in one by one. Waiting outside the room whilst this guy from my group went in, and I was stood outside and I was like waiting, and I was getting really nervous. I was just going through the monologues in my head and going over them and over them. And for LIPA I had changed my Shakespeare to Isabella from Measure for Measure, as I mentioned in my first video. Originally I was doing Hermia. Now for LIPA we also had to do a devised piece based on a news story which they told us in advance. And I decided right at the beginning that I wanted to do a piece that was a bit fun, a bit different. I didn't want a sad piece. I didn't want a piece about politics, about Donald Trump or anything that's in the news now, because I thought that'd be too obvious. That's what everyone would do. So a couple of weeks prior to my audition, I spent like about 3 hours just searching news stories. And eventually on some like American website, I found a recent news story about a girl who locked herself in an abandoned prison. Started the piece out on the floor as if I was in the cell, and then I got up and performed, moving around quite a lot as if she was getting in, and then I ended up sitting back down again. It was like a comedy, it was a bit fun, it was a bit light-hearted. So I was quite excited to do that as well, because I love devising. And that's one reason why I really like LIPA, because LIPA isn't just about acting, it's about developing you as a actor and a creator. I went in and, like I say, it was the guy who led the movement workshop and then 2 students who gave us the tour. So I went in quite happy because I already felt a bit familiar with the people in the room. And I stood and I was like, hi, I'm Francesca. And I performed my speeches, and genuinely I performed them the best out of any audition I have ever done. Something just worked. They were laughing, they were enjoying it. A lot of the time when I come out of auditions, I can't really remember what happened. Like, I can't sit here and go, oh, I did this and this. It's kind of a bit of a blur to me, but I just remember even my Shakespeare, which was the least confident word, I felt like I got it. And I left and I literally jumped up the corridor because I was so happy with how it. So I literally got in the room, and as I sat down, the lady was like, oh, this guy will be in like a minute to tell you. So my heart started racing and pounding, and I was so scared. So I only just got back, I was literally the last person. So he came in and he had the sheet, and he started reading it and listening. I think my name was like 5th, and I was like, oh my god, I just felt so relieved. I was so happy. And I didn't really think about who else had been recalled, or I didn't really pay attention. And that's it. So if you haven't got a recall, like, thanks so much for coming, and follow the students, they'll take you out. And literally, like, almost the whole room stood up, and I was just sat there, like, looking around, like, oh my god. Because it's the first recall I'd had on the day. Because before that, I'd had Manchester and Central. In Manchester, you find out about the recall after, and Central, I didn't get through to the afternoon recall. So I was so happy, and everyone got up and left, and there was me and there was 5 other people just dotted around the room, and we were kind of like, okay. So then they took us out and we got some lunch in the cafe. And then we went upstairs into this other room for the recall audition, and they had a desk in the middle with the guy and the students again. And then 3 people sat there and 3 people sat there. And he had a bit of a chat with us and said that he'd like us to do our speeches again, and then he'll ask which one, he'll get redirection, and then some people might not. It depends. Everyone was so good, they always are. If you go to a recall, everyone's just incredible, and you think, oh my god, how am I ever going to compete? And then I went up and he asked to see my temporary piece first. So I performed it, and then I performed my devised piece. And then he asked me a couple of questions, and he said about who my biggest inspiration is and why would I want to go to LIPA. And then I sat back down. And some people he redirected, some people he didn't, some people asked questions, some people he didn't. It really changed for every person. It's not like somewhere they go, oh yeah, we might or might not, and they redirect everyone. It wasn't like that at all. I think my recall went well, and I was really pleased, and I came out really happy. Like, I didn't think I could do much more to make it any better, but the standard was so high. And then we left. So that was it for that day. That was on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday I left to go to East 15, and I had my East 15 audition on the Wednesday. And then I came back from East 15 and I had a letter sent to my house from LIPA, and I opened it and they said that they weren't asking me back for another recall. And honestly, I was gutted. I was so upset, because LIPA is where I really wanted to go. You get so many rejections at drama school, and I was upset for a few days, but I really enjoyed the day overall, and I hope that this has helped you. If you're going to audition, what to expect, just be confident and enjoy it, and hopefully it'll go well. So good luck if you're auditioning, And if you want any more videos about any more of the drama schools that I auditioned at, just let me know and I will be happy to do them. Thanks for watching. Bye.